Oh, I saw something about these guys where you can drag them with you. Hello, sir. You can drag them over to like high tier resources and then they can break it down for you. I lured him over all the way to the tree. Now I just have to get him to slam here. Hopefully that'll break the rocks or the ores. Maybe a couple more hits. That hit me. Oh, there we go. He destroyed the ore. I got raw gem, star ruby. I think it takes a couple hits. These things are strong. There we go. Ew, these guys are gross. They're fucking salivating with poison. Nasty motherfuckers. You see how it's like attracted to my NPC? It's trying to eat my NPC, but nothing's happening. So if I go over to my guidebook and I craft a storage chest, and if I put wood in here, the harpies actually gonna take the wood. It's not letting me close it. There we go. Yeah, the harpies are like taking the wood. Let me remove all the wood from my NPC. Close this. My escape key's not working. Yeah, and then they trade you wood for alchemical ink. You can actually build inside vaults. You can go ahead and build a Realmic Transmuter and take advantage of a minor 1 card to gain advantages such as increasing the height you can jump to or increasing the damage you deal with particular weapons. You can use the Dispel spell to bring out Carnute, which is this creature right here, and then you can slay it to harvest its materials. These creatures are found in the forest biome and they'll appear at any difficulty. You might want to start at a lower difficulty before fighting it at a higher difficulty. You can also use the Dispel spell on wisps, which you may come across during puzzles or while fighting the Elder Eoton. It one-shots them. You can find these Grendel creatures in the swamp biome, and when you approach them, particularly the one holding the staff, it will summon a offering altar. For the most part, as long as you offer something decent like lumbar, ores, meat, the shaman will go ahead and give you a buff that increases your stamina regen and HP regen, and they last a really long time. Frost bullets, in my opinion, are probably the most OP bullets for any gun. It straight up doubles your damage. So using frost bullets on this boss debuffed him with the frost debuff, and it caused him to take double damage from the subsequent bullets. Whereas if I tried out the fire bullets, I was doing half the damage. So a OP combination, in my opinion, would be to use the realm card that buffs shotgun damage, debuff the target with a frost pistol or a frost rifle or a frost bow, and then use the electric ammunition on a shotgun to deal an insane amount of damage. Fire marbles and poison marbles, in my opinion, are probably the best for your slingbow. The refined slingbow can be slotted in with the elemental marbles and they do an AoE effect. Poison and fire sort of linger around and do dot damages, whereas frost is just a singular hit. So in my opinion, fire and poison marbles are the best for refined slingbows, and any frost bullet is very OP for guns. If you're trying to craft an item that has a lot of working parts to it, you can right click on that item. For example, if I right click on broth, it will pop up right here and you can see all the things that you need. You can also go down into your journal, search up an item and right click on it, and it will also pop up right there. So you can use both your journal or the station itself. Hands down, the best food in this game has to be the Gazpacho, at least in my opinion. It requires salad and broth to make, and you can get a shit ton of stats from it. So for example, as you can see on the right side, for the Gazpacho, you need a salad and a broth. And then for the salad, you need mixed plants and spices. And then for the broth, you need bones, oils, and spice. So for the stamina one, I'm going to be using this bone, which is a fabled bone tier 3, and it gives you 20% maximum stamina. For the spice and the plant products, such as the salad, I will be using the marigold, which gives you 20% maximum stamina. In order to make the oil and the spice, I will be using marigold seed, which gives you 20% maximum stamina. These are the best ones that I have at the moment. First things first, we need broth. So for that, we need oil and spice. So in order to make oil, you need 2 seed or meat items. So for this instance, I'll be using the marigold seed. In order to make spice, you need 10 of any flour or 10 of any seed. So for this instance, I'll use the flour, and it will give you 5 pieces of spice. Now when I come down to craft my my broth, I can use the best bone that I have, which is the fabled bone. I can use the best oil that I crafted from marigold, and then the best spice I crafted also from marigold. And as you can see, the stamina stacks on and you get a total of 60% maximum stamina. Now what we need is we need the salad. In order to craft the salad, you need mixed plants, which you can craft with any 2 plants. I'm going to use 2 marigolds. And then in order to make the salad, I use the mixed plant, which is the marigold I made, and the spice from the marigolds to get even more maximum stamina. And then for the gazpacho, I'll use the broth that I prepared along with the salad that I prepared. And as you can see, it gives you a maximum stamina of 660. So unfortunately, even though I try to use maximum HP stuff, I still ended up with a gazpacho that gives not as much HP, but it gives a decent amount of stamina. So gazpachos are great for stamina. So 600 and then 660. And if I consume both of these, yeah, just look at that sheer amount of stamina. That is ridiculous. And then this was the first set of gazpacho I made, which only gives 450 stamina, but I can layer that on top of this as well. Almost 2000 maximum stamina. When you're crafting higher tier weapons, a lot of them will use handles or other wood pieces. And for this handle, it requires a pole and fasteners. Fasteners are made out of ingots and the pole is made out of lumber. Now you can directly throw in the lumber as it is, and this would give me 30% magic power, for example. Or what you can do is you can make gilded lumber using lumber and ingots. So for this instance, I would get 60% magic power. And then the gilded lumber, you can in fact use it to craft handles and poles. So if I go over to the pole, as you can notice, I can actually slot in the gilded lumber, and that would carry over the stats made from the lumber and the ingots, and then you can throw that onto a handle to get the most amount of stats possible. Another big thing to note is that you can substitute animal fiber for anything that requires fiber. So in order to make animal fiber, you need 2 pieces of meat. So if I craft 2 pieces of Jana meat, I will then get a fiber piece that gives you 30% maximum health. I can then use that to make thread, I can use that to make twine, fabric, and so on and so forth, and then use that to produce my clothing and have the most amount of HP and stamina possible. Alright, a lot of times when you're gliding, you can actually use the umbrella to reset your knife dodge and then keep dodging midair. So for example, if I dodge, I go into my umbrella, let go, dodge again, umbrella, let go, dodge again, umbrella. And you can use this when you're coming down from high heights to travel long distances. A lot of times when you're auto running, particularly in the desert, you run way slower than you would to hold shift and sprint. If that happens, you can actually open up the menu and it'll cause your character to run at the normal speed, or press the escape key and you'll be running faster. Hopefully this bug gets addressed in the future. It is a little bit annoying, but that's the only alternative I've found around it, is just open up the menu and you'll just start sprinting. I'm in the Desert Hunt Ascended realm and you'll come across tier 4 and tier 5 wood here. So if I go ahead and chop this up, boom and boom, I got my wood. And then instead of going around and then looking for a whole bunch of different nodes, what you can do is if you have regrowth on your weapon or tool, you can go ahead and activate it and it'll just instantly grow back the trees. Unfortunately, this actually uses up a lot of durability. So what you may want to do is you may want to craft up a stone tool or a simple stone tool, upgrade it once and then give it regrowth, so that when you repair it, it doesn't cost as much to repair.